Mic check, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Unamsikia?
Nakusikia.
Huyu.
Kuja tu na kendo mwana.
Hala. Hizi wananiaka tu.
Nataka tukiongea about this thing to hear what's happening. Yes, we are here for the semi-final match. Second one between the men. That's Musingu, Lions and the St. Charles Lwanga. Currently they are 2-0, but I'm here joined by Coach Mwade. This is after their ladies lost in the dying minutes of the match. Coach Mwade, how are you? And maybe just introduce yourself.
Coach Mwade. Kioki.
Yes.
Yes.
Narrowly losing the semi-final.
In the last second.
It's one of those situations you're still going to the East Africa, but at the same time you're not making it to the final. So what's this conversation like with your ladies?
This one has gone. We did our best. It was a semi-final. Everybody had a chance.
Yes.
And the opponent took theirs in the last minute.
Yeah.
So now our focus is on the third place playoff tomorrow.
A case of already anticipating the shootout, or what happened in that match for you guys?
We have to wait until the match ends, then we think about the shootout. Because those are things we've already trained. We had no problem with each other. But it was just, we were lucky, got a goal in the last minute. Probably would have had a chance in the shootout.
So what worked out for you in that game before we look at what led to you guys losing in the final minutes?
I think the girls were ready to fight. And of course the basics and the training they've undergone before coming in. But basically today they wanted to fight and they fought for that game. Yes.
So what did not work out for you then, losing 1-0?
Probably I would say the balls. Starting and losing too many balls. We have a ball, the opponent wins it easy. And I think that one worked against us because now every time they get the ball, we now come under pressure. Yet we had the ball. Basically that was our main undoing.
What about your opponent now that they have gone to the final? Maybe from a coach's perspective, how can you get their performance also considering
they are champions?
Yes.
They are defending champions and they defended their title. They had the experience of playing at these high intensive matches, unlike ours who don't have such an experience. So I think we can win the tournament. Yes.
Have you seen what's the general feeling on the tournament since day one was your take? What has it been like? What's been working? How are the pitches?
The pitches are fine.
Just a general feeling.
The pitches are good. The ball is stopping. It's not bouncing. So the pitch is standard. This one is one of the best pitches I've seen in a national final. So the pitches had no problem. The umpires were also good. I would not say they were bad. Of course, some made mistakes, but they are human. So everybody does mistakes. Only that their mistakes probably has a bigger impact
on the overall impact of it.
Just call them mistakes. Basically, they've been professional throughout. Yes.
How can you get the group matches for your team starting day one? Which was the most challenging? Which one?
St. Joseph's Kitale was the most challenging. There was no easy one because everybody had come to win. It's only that the first game we were lucky and used our chances. For the St. Joseph's game, that was a big match. That one really put the test to us, and I think it was the game that prepared our girls for the semis today.
Going to the East Africa is not a mean feat.
Yes.
What's this feeling for you, the coaches, the team, and even the school?
I'm happy because it's the first time we've been able to actually win a match here, and it's the first time we've had an opportunity of going to the East Africa Games. That will be our first time. So I'm proud.
Are you having any issues of where your team, most of them are either from threes, from fours, which means they are leaving after, or you still have a compact team that's trying to still gel even more?
You know, us, we develop from ground. So every time we have a team that's coming up. Every time we have a team. So basically, So when you look at that team, they only have around 3 from 4s and probably 5 from 3s.
Okay.
So that's 8 out of the 20. If you remove 8, we have 12 from 2s.
Okay.
So it's a team that's building.
Maybe just to get your opinion on ongoing match, I don't know if you managed to catch a glimpse of it. It's the first main final and it's being covered live on Magongo TV in partnership with Off Pitch. 3 goals in the first quarter by Musingu, a clear intention to win the match. What can you make out of that match?
They are utilizing their chances. Every time they're getting into the D, they are lethal.
Yes.
You don't allow them to get into your D. So I think for Lwanga, they got into the game comfortable. They didn't realize that it was a big game because they are literally allowing the Musingu guys to
every time, and each time there's this situation where a man is hanging on the far post each and every time, and that's how they're being caught.
They have got more on attacking. They forget that you first attack by defending.
What happens now in such a hurdle where the coach and Lwanga are 3 goals down? What does he need to do to empower the boys? What is he going to be telling them during such a moment?
The first thing is probably, if it were me, I'll slow down the pace of the game and allow the game to settle. Then now go on attack.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a possibility of making a 3-goal comeback at this particular point?
It's a game. It happens. Yes.
Will it be a case of where they try to force more shoots in the front and then when the ball comes up they're beaten on a counter? Is that a fear they should also be considering?
Yes, of course, because Musingu is also not a small team. They are very good. Actually, I think in this tournament they are the best on counters. If you don't cover the spaces, then you are doomed. But they first defend, then they later attack. They have this game.
The second quarter is underway, but I'm still here with Coach Mwabe, just catching up on how his semi-final with the ladies went. I've seen a close relationship between you guys, Mwiki and Hospital Hill. What can you attribute to this? You train together in the National League together. What's that relationship like?
I think one of our assistant coaches is their coach. He first started in our place. We also have, during this time towards the nationals, we also trained a few days together.
Okay.
Yes.
Coach, what are some of the tips for these young people?
It's also a Nairobi team, and we are a Nairobi team.
Also Nairobi, playing in the National League together. Yes. Preparing these young players for such big moments, what are some of those tips that you give your guys so you'd even give some of these boys playing at this level?
The first thing is when you get to the game, do things you are used to doing. Don't do something new. Yes.
Any other pointers that you can offer? Because this is a very big stage and I realize mentality is a big part of how the games are played.
The mentality you build by building the self-confidence. They have to dignify themselves and have to have self-belief in themselves. That one you build over time, you can't do it here. So over time, you make them believe that they can be the best. Yes, and when they get to the top, they believe they are the best.
All right.
Yes.
Are there incentives, milk, here being given milk, being given some water and the lights and water? What are use of incentives in helping them also just give more for you in the pitch?
I know of water. They get water from the sponsor every day. From the ministry. I don't know if it's for education or for sports, but I know there's a ministry vehicle that brings water for every team. Once in a while, the school principal takes them out for lunch, just as an incentive for them being here. Beyond that, I'm not sure.
Just back to your ladies team, now you said you are looking forward to the 3rd and 4th playoff.
Yes.
How do you prepare for this particular match? What do you know about the opponent? What's your general strategy going into this final?
We'll sit down with the girls, see what worked, what does not work. Then we'll strategize with them. But as of now, I'm yet to now start thinking about
that. Yes. Again, I always like
the less.
You let it sink in. When is the 3rd and 4th being played? Today or tomorrow? So they all
you play on the match a day. Yes, so tomorrow first thing in the morning.
All right. Yes. I've also seen guys playing 4 quarters as is in the official matches.
Yes.
Has this contributed in how people are playing or
only 4 quarters?
We are playing 15-15.
It's a full match.
Yes, it's a full match.
but it's only 1 month. So if you are prepared, that's a very short time, because in our regionals we play 2 or 3 matches a day. Yes.
Okay. Anything do you know about the opponent that you're going to be facing here? I know they've been coming.
The opponent we played with.
Yes.
At the group stage.
And they've been making a comeback every time they've been playing, but they were unfortunate.
Tomorrow we lead. I don't know if they'll make a comeback. Yes.
Maybe give me a general lineup of your team and players and just how you gauge their importance in the field. Let's start from the back line, building up.
Okay, let me start by saying all the players are important in the team.
Yes.
But you of course have our keeper Busha, we have our last man Nenel, our left back that's Nancy, our right back Agnes, then our sweeper is Susan, the captain. Then in the mid we have, in the central midfield we have Margaret and Joanne. At the right midfield we have Gloria, and the left we have Purity.
Okay.
Then at the striking we have three forwards.
Salamu. Yes.
We have 3 forwards.
I know fans are not aware what you are doing on the sideline, but we are just having a conversation while the Musingu and St. Charles Lwanga is happening. And Coach Mwade is also a very popular character in the ecosystem, so he'll just mind with us when someone comes to say hi. Yes.
So
okay. Building up on your team.
We also have Melvin, we also refer to as the TM. And then we have Margaret, and we have Esther. Yes.
Okay.
That's 11.
What's the bench like, so that we just have a general feel of what your team is?
We have a pretty good bench. Actually, we have Stacy, sometimes getting them off.
All at
the top of my head.
Getting you on the spot as of now, really. Yes.
We have a good bench.
Yes.
So Susan Ivy, the Abigail, they are good players. Giving a chance. Yes. But those ones, more of them are more upcoming. These Banis, they are probably the Bayagas, they'll be half ready. By next year, they should be now ready for the game.
Okay. Yes. Are you having any of your players also in the under 21 team that's playing at the moment?
No, but we have our former. Who finished last year. Who made it 25. And we have said that the documentation. We should get it to the. Yes.
Something I know again you are interested in developing young players. Most of you interested in the national under 21 team.
Yes.
They are almost traveling for the under 21 championships very soon. What's that structure like in your opinion? How does the team look at the moment? Yes.
It's collided with our game, so I've really not had time. I think I only went for their training once.
Okay.
And their training when they were still around 40. Even when they trained to 25, I can honestly, apart from our girl, I don't know the rest. Yes, I'm being honest. I've not seen them even training or playing any friendly. Yes.
All right then, Coach. I think that's something that we definitely need to follow up, because a good number of the players coming here, the same players who are going to be going all the way to represent the country in the national level. Again, it's still 3-0 actually. Musingu 3, St. Charles Lwanga 0. We are in the second quarter. I'm seeing more chances now going towards, it's like Musingu are inviting more pressure on their side. Somehow they are able to control it, but still no goal for St. Charles Lwanga. Are they going to start having some pressure?
This game, everybody has come to play. So it's you to score more goals than the opponent. So Musingu are now having an advantage of 3 goals.
Yes.
Now it's an uphill task for Charles Lwanga. So whatever happens, Lwanga have a deficit of 3 before this, as the match stands.
Is the home advantage in their favor at this particular moment? Can it help them in enduring the post hit or even staging a comeback?
I don't think so. Here is skill and you taking your chances.
Yes. And they've not been able to take their chances so far.
Yes.
Maybe what's happening in the other semi-final? It sends St. Anthony's Kitale and then M-Pesa was really surprised me how they've fielded even the women and in the men team. What's happening in the M-Pesa Foundation?
They've invested. They give scholarships to talented kids. So it's just the investment paying off.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think it's something we really need to look into.
Yes.
Because that's really encouraging performance from what they've done this far.
Yes.
And I would really want to know if they'll be able to make it to the final, how that will look like for them.
Yes, but if I had to bet on that game, I'll give it to St. Anthony based on their experience at this level of matches. They have a better experience at that level than M-Pesa.
Okay.
Yes.
The finals for the ladies, Tigoi and
St. Joseph.
St. Joseph.
Yes.
How are you foreseeing this one to play out?
Probably a shootout because they're equally good. All the teams are good. Both teams. They'll both attack, they'll both take chances.
Okay.
So I foresee a situation where they'll go for a shootout.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Definitely we'll hold you accountable for this because we will be here also tomorrow to cover the third and fourth and equally the finals for them, for the ladies. And yeah, for a situation where St. Joseph, Kital, St. Anthony and Musingu get to meet in the final. This is a derby.
Yes,
this is just a probable situation we are trying to look at here. How will that play out? Because they are both from the western side. They both know each other on and off the pitch. Their style of play is also equally similar in how they go about it. Their coaches, I think, also know each other closely. How do you foresee this going down?
Personally, I foresee St. Anthony winning. When I watch them play, they are structured, they are good, both on round-pass, both on gameplay. Musingu are also equally good, but I would give it to St. Anthony this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Coach, we are at the national, which means there have been several stages building up all the way.
Yes.
How can you just attest to the importance of some of these school games in developing these players on their co-curricular activities?
I think it's good because they are able to express their talent, they are able to express themselves, they are able to feel important. Probably somebody has stress in class, they are able to relieve it here and be themselves because this sport is basically being yourself and express yourself and fight. When you lose, it's also life. Yes.
So what do we need to do to make these sports more attractive, more bigger than they are at the moment?
Basically, probably marketing and also bring it to the primary level.
Yes.
If it were being played in the primary level, then it will be easy to spread it out in all the regions.
Okay.
Yes, because currently most people start playing at high school. Yes, they should start at primary.
Okay.
Because that's where more people are.
All right.
Yes.
I've seen the game resume with the bully. Would you mind reminding me on how the rule on bully goes? Yes.
Bully is when the game was stopped for a reason that was not a foul.
Okay.
Yes, so nobody, the ball was still in play when the time was being stopped.
Okay.
So it can only start with a bully.
Okay. In this case, the line demarcator had initially been broken, so I think that was why the game had to be stopped prematurely.
So it was stopped while in play.
Yes, while in play and not intentional one. Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Coach, maybe just your last words as we finalize.
Secondly, 400 meters hurdles are women finalists. Celestine Deputy, Rosemary Paul, Eastern. Ne Rizwani, Rita Mwende, Eastern. 400 meters men.
Coach, sorry about that. As we are finalizing, what's your final words as we let you go and just have a chat with you guys in preparation for tomorrow?
Final words for the game, sir?
Yes.
Okay, my take will
take from today's, your ladies match today, and also just the semi-finals as they are happening at the moment.
For my ladies, I'm proud of them because they've achieved are fit. In like 10 years, no team in Nairobi has attained on the girls category.
Yeah.
And also for them, it's the first time we've been able to get ourselves to the semis. That shows growth. For a team that started more or less 8 years ago, that shows growth.
Yes.
And they worked for it, they work hard, despite the conditions they come from. So for me, I'm proud of what they've achieved up to this point.
Yeah.
For the tournament, may the best team win.
Okay.
Yes.
There's something I have also seen you guys really be thankful for is the management who is giving you support to be able to conduct these sports, offer the facilities, and so on and so forth. How is this important in your development?
It's been important because the school supports it. We also have friends who, due to the journey, they've worked with us. And they've assisted whenever the school probably has limited resources. They are able to boost a little bit. But basically, we thank the administration. They've given us the time, the space, and they've supported us with the facilities and equipment.
Yes. I know you can't always have enough support.
Yes.
So how can more people get on board? How can they get on board to just support the ladies to ensure your trip at the East Africa is much better, even the preparation leading to it is better?
They can get in contact with our team manager, Mr. Wesley Osinde. He's better placed to advise on the things we need and what we might need supporting.
Yes.
So if everybody wants support, they can contact our teacher Osinde. They are also welcome to our school. We train on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and on Saturdays in the afternoon.
Okay.
So at any given time. And it's also important to note that at MIT we also have a development side for hockey, which started last year, but one. So it's been running now. This is our third year, where we train kids from around the community. They come and train. Initially we used to do it at St. Dominic's Primary, but currently we do it at Miki Secondary every Saturday at 2 p.m. For those people around, they can bring their small kids and they get trained every Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
There's been a real growth in the development teams.
Yes.
And even teams like Musingu right about now are really growing from such kind of work.
Yes.
I think Lenana is doing the same in building players in Nairobi. Just how important is having this development side?
At that age, it's the easiest to teach a kid how to play. Because they are yet complicated in terms of their education, of their life, on their maturity. So they are just simple. It takes less time. And also, by the time they get to this level, they are now mature and competitive. You won't compare them with someone who starts playing at Form 1.
Yes.
Yes.
This has just made me have a
And
question.
also it's important to note that some schools give scholarships.
Exactly.
It's easy for them to get scholarships if they learn it when they are young.
Yes.
Yes.
This is making me question because I'm seeing someone who is really tormenting that St. Charles Lwanga is a former player of Mwangaza.
Yes.
What's this transfer like for players within the secondary level? How can you move from one team to another and still come the next year? How does that process go?
Basically, I think that falls within the parents' right to transfer the kid to any school they wish. But for a case like Mwangaza, I think they talked to the parent and offered probably a scholarship.
Okay.
And might be here he was not getting a scholarship. So the parent might have opted to have the kid play where he's getting a reprieve in whatever he's paying.
Yes.
So this institution is just basically a scholarship.
Yes.
But he's a parent. So there's a timeline within the KSSSA for transfers.
Yes.
Which is around 90 days. And they give a last date for a kid to transfer. You can, even up to this point by May, you can have your kid transfer to another school.
Okay.
It shouldn't be an issue. You just clear with your former school, go through the offices of the education, and get the kids transferred officially too, because you have to go through the ministry.
Yes.
But it's a short process that takes like 2 days.
Okay. Is there an age limit? Is there like an eligibility test that goes on into checking players at the national for hockey? Because I know that was very big on basketball.
Even hockey. Because currently you bring documents.
Okay. Well, tunamaliza.
No, tunamalizia
tu almost. Yes.
Yes.
On the eligibility of the players, that's where we were at.
Eligibility?
Yes, on how it's done for the national.
On eligibility, there are documents you provide, the birth certificate, there's the school ID, then there's a team list and that photo album signed by the principal to confirm that student is in that school.
Okay.
If they transferred, you need to show them the videos admitted. So now they check the dates towards that. And currently there's a system NEMIS. So when you fill the NEMIS number, it brings the data.
Okay.
Yes.
It's 3-0 in favor of Musingu and it's halftime against St. Charles Lwanga. So we are just catching up with Coach Mande about his team performance, what we need to know about the national secondary school games that are going on at the moment. You can see St. Charles trying to really rally behind their players to see how that goes. Yeah, Coach, you guys are very popular on social media.
Yes.
And the person handling that job is Flower. Is it helping in your team, more people to know more about your team, or how is social media important right about now for teams and even players?
Yes, the parents, our kids, they are underage, so they are under the care of their parents. Their parents are able to follow what their kids are doing.
Yes.
They are able to keep updated on what the players are doing. We've also been able to get a few people to come and support us, just because of whatever they see on our social media pages.
Yes, yes. And that person is really doing a commendable job. Let me say it once again. So just pass the message.
Yes.
Now the only thing I'm interested in, how can we do that more regularly? What kind of content are you guys looking at putting in that platform? Because we need more engagement. I've not seen you guys recognize individual players. What usually the social media?
I think it's still in the plan. We talked to some people who have experience in how we can market our page. Yes, and we are getting the advices. Once we finish this, we compile everything and re-strategize like we have to the next phase.
Okay.
So probably we'll see more engagements, we'll see interviews, we'll see training sessions, videos. We are working on that.
Okay. Yes. All right. These are all very intriguing parts of ensuring we know more about the team, how people can get more of the team. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that happening. So Coach, now what's next? I know you're looking forward to the third and fourth playoff, but what next?
We want to win tomorrow and get here with our bronze. Yeah, that's important for us. Then we prepare for South Africa. Yes.
All right. The fans are really getting right about now. So, thank you so much for your time. I want to let you go. Let's figure out who else you can have this more conversation with. We'll just catch base with you when the third and fourth happens.
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you. We are here for the first men's semi-final. That's Lwanga and Musingu. It's 3 goals in favor of Musingu at the moment. The other men's semi-final is happening on the other end. That's the Foundation and St. Anthony's. I would want to go follow up what's happening with them. I'll definitely give you this update. But as you can hear, the fans are getting worked up right about now, and it's up to St. Charles Lwanga to see what they can do to come back into the game, or Musingu to hold on to their lead. So let me get someone else. I will come back and see how we'll have more discussion on what's happening. Get anyone else? Should I get someone else? Hola. Yes, halftime, Alvin. What's been your anticipation or expectation for the match so far? We are preparing for the third quarter.
I expected St. Charles Lwanga to do better than this, but anyway, you don't know with school games. It's a little bit complicated. The three quick goals against the boys. I think it has disoriented them. But we are going in for the third quarter. Let's see. Maybe St. Charles can have their game and match the defending champions' energy.
Is it a case of being too overconfident? Because I love their confidence when the match was beginning. Was it a case of too much confidence? Or is there such a thing as too much confidence leading to your downfall? What St. Charles that is?
I think I can say maybe it's not too much confidence, but they just wanted to play hockey the way they usually play. And I'd say for Musingu, for the two goals that came from Musingu, that's what I can say about confidence. You can see Musingu maintaining the structure, maintaining their game of play, and it's working for them.
The boys are really young in Musingu side. Really seeing young players. How effective is the development side for Musingu helping them in sustaining this?
I think for Musingu, I will not say it's the development side. I'd say for Musingu, it's more about the exposure that they have. Because everyone who follows hockey and knows hockey in Kenya, Musingu, the Musingu team plays in the National League under Western Java Development. So I think the exposure that they have from the league, it's something that's really giving them a boost. That applies to the same to St. Charles Lwanga, because St. Charles Lwanga, the players play in the Coast League as a team. They play as a team in the Coast League, and the same players also play for Mombasa West in the league. So in this case, I'd say it's all about the development, player development from when they are at the development level. That means they have been developed since they were at tender age.
So this is something they are used to. No surprises so much to them right now.
Yeah, I'd say no surprises to them. Because I did not mention for Musingu. I think Musingu has really benefited from Brother Link, the academy in Nairobi.
Okay.
So that is something that we should for us to continue making hockey to go back to where it was. We should really embrace development.
Exactly. There are some key players who are really helping out in the Musingu team. Maybe who has stood out for you so far in that midfield, defense, or even front line?
For Musingu, I'd say the player who has really stood out for me, not just in this game, but in all the matches that Musingu has played, there is a midfielder called Azeze. Azeze has really controlled the midfield in the games. And then I think there is a boy called Peter. Peter is wearing jersey number 3.
I like Peter. Yeah. He's so young, but the amount of confidence he has, playing from left to right, And also when you think he doesn't have the power, he's really giving very troubling crosses into the D, which has led to probably the first and the second goal. Yes.
Peter has really been a game changer for Musingu. And then for Musingu, there's a player called Newton Mwangaza. Newton Mwangaza is from the coach. He's actually playing against his former team.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a key player for St. Charles Lwanga. And I think they really miss his services. For Musingu, he has been outstanding. I have watched Musingu in the counties, the regionals, and now in the nationals. Peter Mwangaza has really been outstanding for the team.
Yeah.
And he has really helped. In the defense, I think there is a player from Musingu who has been outstanding. I can't really
I think we will take a moment to spot him when the third quarter kicks off. But yes, they've been really solid. I didn't even see the goalkeeper touch the ball so much, or even a shot on target from St. Charles Lwanga towards the goalkeeper. Do you know anything about the Musingu goalkeeper? And is he any good, or that's the whole point why there is being protected?
I watched him play. The Musingu goalkeeper is actually good. I think for Musingu the whole team is at the same level. Yeah, for the goalkeeper is good. He's actually one of the products from HESA.
Yes.
So he's equally good. And for St. Charles Lwanga, in as much as we haven't seen some really good play from them, because they went down early in the match.
Two goals in the first quarter.
But their captain has been outstanding for them throughout the tournament.
But most of it, I feel they are doing most of their best play in their 25 yards, not taking the game to Musingu. Will this in any way attribute to how they play out for the remaining two halves or two quarters?
For St. Charles Lwanga, they are really outletting the ball well from defense. I think the only issue they have is how it transitions to the front. So probably when we come back to the third quarter, right now there is a break because the athletics track is inside the hockey pitch, and I think they want to.
Okay, thank you. Because I was now almost asking what might be the hold up, because the half should have already been done by now. So what needs to happen? We are waiting for athletic to get a hit. Okay. So maybe our camera guy can give us a view of what we are happening in the athletics, so that we understand. Maybe the fans and the people who are watching are wondering why there is a break. Yeah, so it's in the halftime, waiting for the third quarter to kick off. It's St. Charles Lwanga 0, and then Musingu is 3 goals up, and we are just waiting for that second half of the match to go. Alvin, what do you know about the coaches for both Musingu and even St. Charles Lwanga?
I'll start with St. Charles Lwanga. Masero is a very good development coach. We have seen him producing good players, good talent, and he has really made a name out of himself, because he is a young coach who has really shown that development can bear fruits.
And his work has been very consistent, because in the last 8 or 7 years with St. Charles Lwanga making it to the national, this is not a small feat to achieve as a coach. So, maybe just back on what you're saying about him.
Yeah, you see, for you as a coach to be able to take a team to the nationals, and in fact he takes both the girls and the boys. So it's not a mean feat. I think I really like what he's doing here in Mombasa, and those are good steps in the right direction.
Exactly. Maybe let's move on to the coach from Musingu side. I saw Coach Malungu come to the Musingu bench, but then he left. I'm seeing, is it Omena or is it at the Willis at the bench right now. What do you know about him, and what impact is he having on the boys?
What I'd say is for Musingu, Mike Malungu I call him a veteran coach because he has been with Musingu for very many years. He has been able to produce great talents in this country. Anyone who knows hockey, anyone who is in the hockey fraternity can confirm that he has been able to produce good talent.
Yeah.
He's a good coach, and he's being helped by Willis. Unless Jaguars, I think for Willis, he's a very tactical coach. I have seen how Willis can really change, can really make things happen at the bench.
Okay. I've also loved the fact that they are building up players, not only grooming them for bigger platform, but also starting at the very lowest level, that is the development side. How important is this also helping in the continuation of how Jaguars play, or even how Musingu keeps on coming up? Okay. Magongo, it's Magongo TV, yes? Alvin, tell us, how did this come to be? Because it's a very important platform, especially for the secondary game. I saw there was a call out to partners to come on board to ensure some of these games are successful. Maybe from that point, how did Magongo come together, put all this to ensure the success of the games?
Since 2017, we've been able to cover high school games, nationals, and East Africa games, and it's something to do with passion because we really like to see and watch, cover the young talent, the raw young talent.
Yes.
So it's a really expensive task. It's been really expensive for us, because we all do this for passion, and
yes, it's
when we had to say that we're coming to cover the nationals, see, you need to have a budget, which was,
you need to have a crew, you need to have the equipment, and the logistics around ensuring covering of live sports is not easy.
Yeah, so we gave a call to the hockey fraternity, to anyone who loves sports, and we are happy that the hockey fraternity came through for us, and we really appreciate them for what they did for us. We really thank them, because without them we could not really make it to come to this place and give people the updates like we usually do.
Yes.
This is the first time we are actually live streaming this game.
Exactly.
In as much as it's not as big as maybe for us we expected, but it's good that people can watch hockey and see how the boys are playing.
Okay. This is the third day since you've been at the coast. How's that experience been like for you? What's the level of competition been like? What has stood out for you so far?
I think for the first time since we started covering the nationals, since I started watching nationals, I'd say this is the first nationals where I have seen some really good organization in terms of how the games are being played. We just had a few hitches like when the athletics have to run, but for the first time we could see yesterday all the group matches being played at the same time. That is a step in the right direction, and I think this is the first time I am seeing that in the nationals.
Okay. Who has stood out for you? Maybe they didn't make it to the semis as they have right now. Which team stood out in how they play, or just how they carried out themselves?
I'd say I was really impressed with AIC Nyayo for the girls, and also M-Pesa Foundation Academy for the girls. They were really good, and I think it was just unlucky, but there's always a next time. For the boys, I think I was really impressed with Musingu. Musingu from the coast region. They really had a good first game against Musingu. They were just unlucky because I think Musingu won 1-0, so it wasn't easy for.
Considering Musingu scoring 3 goals in a semi, so scoring 1 in the group stages means a lot for Musingu.
Yeah, that means a lot for Nyanzeni. That's why I've said I'm proud of them. It was Nyanzeni or Matiliku?
Matiliku,
Yeah, Nyanzeni.
You know, the good thing is you've been doing these updates as the time goes by, so it's easy for us to follow. Let us know where we can follow Magongo Kenya so that we are getting this result.
You can follow Magongo Kenya on Facebook, Instagram, X is former Twitter. You can look us up on YouTube, Magongo Kenya TV, and we have a WhatsApp channel where we give updates.
Regular activities. Yeah, so which game were you talking about? Any in the group stages? That was on a Tuesday. And I really love the presentation of the result. I know this is part of your work also. Which match were we looking at?
Musingu and Matiliku. Yeah, Matiliku.
And they won.
Yeah, they won 1-0 against Matiliku. Matiliku is the team that I was talking about. They're really interesting.
Okay. Then now we are raising an interest in the Nyanzeni team. Who are they and how did you find their game?
Nyanzeni are also good because I think Nyanzeni they held M-Pesa Academy. M-Pesa Academy is actually good. So Nyanzeni from the coast region, they came as coast number 2.
Yes.
And they also impressed me.
Okay. So Matiliku are in the eastern region. So, unlike what you said, Nyanzeni, who we are thinking of from the coast, yes? Maybe looking at the pooling. Pool A, we have the Little Hill from Nairobi, Ringa Boys, Nyanza, St. Anthony in Kitale from Rift Valley, and St. Charles Lwanga. So right now the match we are waiting to resume is the St. Anthony from Rift Valley and St. Charles Lwanga, both from Pool A and making it into the semis. What can you say about Ringa Boys and Hospital Hill?
First of all, for the poolings, I think Pool A was a pool of death. Pool A, according to on paper, I'd say on paper Pool A was a pool of death.
Yes.
Having St. Anthony's,
having Charles Lwanga in there,
having Ringa Boys, and then Hospital Hill. That was a really hard pool. I'd say that on paper that was the pool of death. Because in as much as it was a pool of, I'm saying it's a pool of death because in Pool B, Musingu went to the semis with maximum points.
Yes, they won all their matches.
But in Pool A, St. Anthony's only won 2 matches.
He had lost one in the final group match.
So it wasn't a really easy pool.
Okay. Ringa, I have not had a chance to know more about Ringa, and it's a big surprise. They're making it all the way from Nyanza to the national. What do you know about them? I know the match is being, preparations are underway for the third quarter to continue. But just as we're looking at some of these, Ringa, what do you have to say about them?
Ringa really impressed. Ringa, for them to come to the nationals, they actually came back in the Nyanza regional finals. They came back from 1 goal down to beat
Peter. Yes.
Ringa is also one of the teams that has really benefited from the exposure that players get from the league, because Ringa has players who play in Oyugi's hockey club, KSSSA Falcons,
Kisumu Young.
It has really helped them be able to overpower other teams that have not benefited from league activity. I really expected a lot from them in the nationals. I don't know what happened to them, but I hope next time they can come back stronger and show us what they got.
Okay. What happened to regional powerhouses such as Kisumu Day, Kisumu Boys, Maseno? Because I'm seeing regional finals having Ringa and Bita. These are not regular names from Nyanza region. What has led to that shift? Yes, I know players playing as early as possible in the league is contributing to this. But again, what can just be other reasons making sure we don't have the regular names in it?
I think the high school hockey games is really evolving. We have new young coaches coming on board. People trying to work on new systems. I think that has been a game changer That has been a game changer for a lot of these schools, and I think in high school games it all comes back to how the school supports the sports, especially hockey. Hockey is a very expensive sport. We have schools that don't really support this sports, and it should be a wake up call for these guys. So I think it's all about how the school supports them, and also I think in as much as we have coaches who are coaching hockey because they good hockey, it will really be good and helpful if we could be able to, these coaches could be able to go and get certifications and invest in themselves.
It's very important to have those certifications for the personal development, yes. Ongea hata about Mundika. This is a statement we are getting on the online platform. Alvin, I've been really impressed by what you have been doing with Mundika. Going back to your hometown, building those boys together, asking for the needed support to ensure the continuation. Maybe just give us a brief. How did this come up, and what made you go back to your hometown and try build a team? And you did it competitively as you did for this season. Tell us more about that.
I think I have an attachment with Mundika because I was born inside Mundika. So, and that is the only thing that I feel I can give back to the community. We've been able to try what we can with limited resources. You know how it's not easy to build a competitive team.
Yes. The third quarter is about to kick off, yes. But I just wanted to finish off. You guys gave a good account of yourself as Mundika in the region. So what's your next steps, or how do you want to ensure that the team can even be more competitive as the third quarter continues for Musingu and St. Lwanga?
It's just about how I can be able to get equipment and everything for these kids, because as much as I am coaching Mundika High School, I also have a development program for the Mundika primary school kids, and we have an issue with equipment. Have to get into my pockets to really get where we want to be.
Exactly. Okay. Do you think the long layoff is going to affect how this match is going to play?
Yeah, we've had a long break this match, so I think that break will really affect this match. We saw it yesterday when St. Anthony's were playing St. Charles in the group stages, and there was a long break. The tempo went down because these players had
Ready. Yes. We have a short corner. So let's just watch what's happening with the match, and then we will continue and just have more conversations with people as the match goes on.